Hello everybody and welcome back to another Marvel Crisis Protocol reveal breakdown, and I'm very excited today. We are getting a look at the new Brotherhood models coming to the game. We have Avalanche, Exodus, and Lady Mastermind. Definitely wasn't expecting this week. I know we're still waiting for that big May character update, so nice little pleasant surprise to see some of the new characters thrown in here as well. Hopefully that May character update will be coming soon too. And yeah, I haven't looked at this yet, so we're just going to kind of go right into things here and see what we're looking at. So looks like they're going to give us some information about the characters and their past, and we're starting out with Avalanche here, who's going to be coming in, looks like, as a 3 threat. He's going to be a 4/3/3 with 6 stamina, size 2, medium mover, nothing too crazy there. No picture of the model yet, so I don't know what base size he's supposed to be on, so probably either small or medium. And yeah, let's see what he's all about here. So he's got Seismokinesis. This is a beam 3/4 dicer. It's going to be a physical attack, gaining U1 for each attack, and it's got a wild stun in there after each attack is resolved, giving out that stun condition. That's a decent condition on a beam. He's going to be getting power pretty consistently with a beam 3 gainer, so not too bad, but definitely not hitting super hard. It is only thrown 4 dice. Alrighty. Here we get the Epicenter of Destruction as his spender. This is a range, or not a range, 3 cost, area 2 attack. It's going to be thrown 5 dice, so not much harder hitting, but is area 2, so you can potentially hit a few characters with it. And it's going to be automatically handing out stun after the attacks are resolved. Okay, so again, more utility here. It's really going to be meant to hand out that stun condition. With the area 2, if he is on a medium base, that's going to be a pretty nice area. But all right, nothing too crazy so far. Lots of stun, but definitely not too much in the way of damage. Here we have Landslide. Choose an enemy character of size 4 or less within range 3. Push the chosen character away from this character's small. This can only be used once per turn, and it's a 2 cost. All right, a little bit of control there. And for 2 with a beam 3 gainer, he's going to be able to do that very consistently. So, all right, not a bad control ability at all. Being a 3 threat able to move size 4 characters is also certainly a nice thing. And lastly, here we have Beware Falling Debris. This is a 3 cost when an enemy character ends in advance within range 3 of this character. This character may use this superpower. Choose an interactive terrain feature size 3 or less within 2 of the enemy character that it was advanced. Destroy it. The enemy character suffers a collision as if the terrain feature collided with it. That's not bad. Just being able to blow up some terrain gives him a little bit of kind of not defensive tech necessarily, but deterrent. It's going to be harder to approach him and potentially some of your allies. And of course, being able to blow up terrain in Brotherhood is quite nice for Magneto. Interesting. I'm definitely feeling a little bit of blank space on his card here. He is a little underwhelming to me right now. Maybe I'm missing something here, but he's not doing particularly much damage. He is handing out stuns for days, which is a very valuable condition, and he does have that really consistent push, so that is quite nice. But I feel like he's a little lacking on maybe some defensive tech or a little bit higher output. That's just kind of my first initial impression. We'll see if the flip side of his card has any changes to it here. And it looks like they are dropping him down to 5 stamina, so he's a 6/5 split. He does have the 4 on physical, which is the better side to be more defensive on, typically, but yeah, I'm a little underwhelmed with Avalanche personally here. I don't think he's necessarily bad. I do think this control ability is quite good. It is range 3, I'm also realizing here, so that is really nice. He's going to be pretty solid for kind of just sitting back a little bit, throwing out some beams, throwing out some stuns, and just pushing characters away. So he's going to be slowing down your enemy team, but I don't know if that's quite enough. He is only a 3 threat, so I think it's probably fine. We'll have to see how he is when he hits the table. Alright, so scrolling down a little bit, looks like they talk about the things that are on his card. We're not going to read through it because we have already, looked at the card. But here we get Exodus as our next character. Now, I believe we had the front side of Exodus's card spoiled already, but we'll go through it again for anyone who hasn't seen it. So this is going to be a 4/4/4 defensive line, 7 stamina on a 5 threat, size 2 with a medium move. We have Psionic Vampirism. This is a range 2 6 dice mystic attack. After the attack is resolved, he's going to gain power based on the damage dealt, and he's going to remove 1 damage from himself. So you got a standard builder there, but he's going to be able to heal up a little bit. That's not bad. With a wild sap power, so pretty good for the power generation. Hitting on a good side with 6 dice, and being able to get some extra power out of your wilds there is certainly nice. Yeah, not bad. Only range 2, so you do have to keep that in mind. You're going to want to be a little bit up close and personal for this. But if you can't get there, you do, looks like, have a range 4 free attack as well. There's going to be a 5-dicer psionic concussion. After the attack is resolved, you're going to gain 1, so you still get some power gen in there. And with a wild pull, after damage is dealt size 4 or less, you may push it towards this character's small, which is really nice. That'll of course line you up for your other attacks here, because it looks like his spender is also close range, and that is you can do nothing but fall. That's going to be a 4-cost energy attack, throwing out 7 dice, and it looks like it has an automatic incinerate attached to it. So yeah, pretty solid suite of attacks there. The area too, of course, being really, really interesting with being able to pull characters in close for it. So you can kind of set yourself up to get a better area attack. So that's certainly nice. And auto incinerate is pretty good. So yeah, not a bad suite of attacks at all. Next, we get My Faith Can Move Mountains. This is going to be an X cost. This character may spend up to 4 power to use this superpower. Choose an interactive terrain feature of size within range 3 of a size less than or equal to the power spent, and you get to throw it medium. So basically a mini Magneto, but this one is only once per turn. And yeah, I mean, that's solid. Being able to do X cost throws is usually pretty good, up to 4, of course. And the throw medium at range 3 is also pretty good. Definitely adds some nice output to him there, and yeah, not bad at all. Next, we get Teleportation. This is a 3-cost, place him within range 2 of himself, so just a Gamma Leap there. Sure, those are certainly good. We got Telekinetic Shield. This is a reactive 2-cost. When this character or an allied character within range 3 of him is targeted by an attack, he may use the superpower to add 2 dice to the character's defense roll against the attack. Can only be used once per turn. Okay, so yeah, being able to add dice is good. Gives him effectively 6 on any of his defensive sides, but he can only do it once, so if you're being double tapped, you're going to have to keep that in mind for the other one. But you can also add to your allies, which is certainly a nice little plus side. For only 2 cost, that's certainly not bad. Lastly, for worded superpowers, we have Psionic of the highest order. During the power phase, he's going to gain 1 additional power, and yeah, that'll help a little bit. He definitely has a more expensive kit here. Having a 6-dice builder with a sap power, though, is going to help him afford that a little bit more often, I think. And then lastly on his card, we have Flight, Healing Factor 1, and Immunity to Poison. Healing Factor 1 on the 7 stamina pool is definitely going to be nice. Flight is, just generically useful, and Immunity Poison is a thing. He definitely isn't going to be a fan of anything limiting his power, so being able to get around one of those conditions is pretty nice. We'll scroll down a little bit to see the other side of his card here. Looks like he's still got 7 stamina, 4. I'm not seeing any number changes on these, and it looks like the abilities here are more or less the same. Definitely let me know if I'm missing anything here, but looks like he's one of those characters that isn't going to be changing when you flip him over, which I think is probably the right call. 7 stamina feels appropriate for a 5 threat right now, so yeah, I think this is pretty solid, and yeah, I'm for the most part a fan. I think the overall kit here should work reasonably well. It'll be interesting to see where he's going to kind of see play, because he doesn't quite fit that safe grab role that the 5 threat slot's really being reserved for right now, and he's going to be competing in places like Brotherhood with stuff like Juggernaut, who is obviously really, really good. So it'll be interesting to see where he ends up seeing play, but I certainly don't think he's bad. Alright, scroll down some more. They talk about Exodus's abilities here, and we get to our final one, which is going to be Lady Mastermind. So yeah, Lady Mastermind here coming in with a 3/3/4 defensively and 6 stamina and a 4 threat. So we got a 3, a 4, and a 5 in this box. That's a nice little spread there. Always happy to see kind of an even distribution of new characters. Size 2 and a medium mover. So our first attack here is Deadly Illusions. This is going to be a range 5 5-dice mystic attack. Alrighty. After the attack is resolved, you're going to gain 1, so just a standard gainer. And if you would deal 1 or more damage, you deal 1 instead. Okay, one of these attacks. We got Mind Over Matter as a trigger on this. Before damage is dealt, this character may remove 2 special conditions from the target character. If it does, the defending character suffers 2 damage. Interesting, so you can turn their conditions into damage, and you don't have to have gotten damage on the attack for that. That's really neat. And then we got Wild Psychosomatic Effects. After this attack is resolved, for each wild in the attack roll, the target character gains 1 of the following special conditions: Bleed, Poison, Shock, or Incinerate. Oh, so that's really, really cool. The timing on this, you have to remove the conditions first. You can't be like, I'm going to give you conditions, then take them away to just deal damage to you. But you can be like, oh, well, you were already incinerated. What if I remove that incinerate, deal the damage to you, and put it right back on? This is really cool. In the right type of list, I think this attack is going to very consistently do 2 or 3 damage every time you throw it out, and that's actually really, really good. So yeah, I love this. This is fantastic. Moving on from Deadly Illusions, though, we have Mass Hallucinations. This is an Area 2 6 dice Mystic Spender. It's going to be costing you 4. It's got the Wild Puppeteer. After each attack is resolved, this character may advance the target character small. It is a wild, but that's still really, really good on an area attack. It is only Area 2, and we're not seeing the craziest defensive stats so far, so potentially a little risky to be getting that close, especially since you can do so much work at range 5. But yeah, that is certainly a really solid spender. Next, we have Your Reality is Whatever I Want It to Be. This is an X cost. This character may spend any amount of power to use this superpower. Choose an enemy character within range 5 with a mystic defense equal to or less than the amount of power spent to use this superpower. Okay? Then this character may make an attack targeting a different enemy character with a range, damage, and type equal to one of the chosen character's power attacks with a cost of 0. Range and line of sight are measured from the chosen enemy character instead of Lady Mastermind during this attack. This superpower can be used only once per turn. Interesting. So, notably, this isn't an action, and I think the attack it's letting you make is going to be included in the superpower, so that's not an action, but you're not actually copying any of the text off of the attack. You're just copying the range and damage and, of course, type. Very interesting. This allows this character to effectively attack 3 times per turn, which is pretty solid. I mean, you've already got 2, in my opinion, reasonably solid attacks here. You pick a reasonably threaded character and just say, hey, I'm gonna make you punch your other allies for, you only have a gainer, so you're not gonna be too power flooded. You're probably not gonna be able to hit hulks and stuff like that too often, but you hit the average 3 threat with this and you just throw out an extra 5 dicer for some free extra damage in there. Potentially really, really good. So yeah, I definitely a fan of this. This is a really, really cool superpower. Next, we have Brain Fog. This is a passive. During this character's activation, enemy characters cannot use reactive superpowers or team tactics cards. All right, so you're going to turn off a lot of tech with that. Definitely a good thing to have. Next, we have Mental Lock. When an enemy character targets this character with an attack, it may use its Mystic Defense regardless of the attack type, unless the attacking character pays 2. Really interestingly, you only have 1 extra Mystic Defense here, so paying that 2 a lot of the time won't be worth it for them, so you're just going to be rolling 4, 4, 4 unless they're really power flooded. So yeah, actually, that makes her defenses pretty solid because, I don't know, I don't feel good about paying 2 power to drop your dice by 1, so yeah, I mean, you can have the extra die. And then lastly here we have Try a Little Harder next time. When an enemy character within range 3 of this character rolls 1 or more skulls in any roll, after the effect is resolved, this character gains 1. That's also quite nice. Does want you to move a little bit closer than you probably want to be. Your main attack and your superpower here are both range 5, so you definitely don't love being that close, but being able to get that extra power going is certainly going to be really, really helpful for being able to use your reality as whatever I want it to be a little bit more consistently. I do think once you have a really good position, she'll be able to hit a 3 threat with this every turn of the game, but being able to occasionally hit a 4 or higher threat can potentially be really, really good, so definitely some value there. Scrolling down slightly, we get over to the flip side of the card, where notably it does look like she loses a point of stamina, and I think that's fair, because she's, honestly, I'm just going to say she's effectively a 4/4/4 most of the time, unless you're very specific characters are going into her. So yeah, 4/4/4, 6/5 is on the squishier side, but she seems to operate mostly at a further range, so I think that's probably fine. And yeah, no, that seems like a really, really solid character. This is probably my favorite of the ones they've revealed today. I think Lady Mastermind seems really, really cool, and definitely a character that I'm going to play around with at some point once she comes out. So yeah, super cool design space here between your realities, whatever I want it to be, and the abilities off of Deadly Illusions. Not even really thinking about her in Brotherhood right now. I'm really thinking like Strucker Hydra or something like that could be really, really cool, or God forbid if she ends up in Apocalypse, she could be really, really good there. All right, so we'll scroll down a little more, see if they give us any pictures of the models or potentially tactics cards. Here we go. So we do get a tactics card, at least one revealed here. We got Mirage. This is an unaffiliated card, so it's for Lady Mastermind, it looks like. When an enemy character attacks an allied character within 3 of an allied Lady Mastermind during the modified dice step, she may pay 2 to play this card. For each skull in the attack roll, Lady Mastermind may change 1 result in the attack roll to a blank. For each die changed in this way, the enemy character loses a power. Then, after the attack is resolved, if 1 or more dice results were changed, the defending character may advance small. Okay, so basically, if they roll any skulls in their attack, so you probably want to use this on a higher dice pool attack, you're going to be able to change one of their results. You're going to make them lose a power, which is definitely good because obviously there's a good chance they were trying to gain power. And then you're going to get to walk your allied character away, hopefully out of range of another attack or maybe onto a point or something like that. Yeah, this seems like a really solid card. I think if I'm playing Lady Mastermind, there's a strong chance I'm considering bringing this card. I don't know if it's going to be an every game thing. If you're seeing your opponents, mostly kind of doing a death by 1,000 cuts thing where they're throwing a lot of like small dice pools at you and things like that, maybe not so good there because then they might not roll a skull and then it just doesn't do anything. So there's definitely a little bit of a downside for that. But I think if you're playing up against like a Hulk or something like that, where you're expecting to be receiving 7-dicers on the regular, 7-dice builders no less, being able to say, hey, your power economy is screwed, I'm walking my ally away, and this attack probably didn't do that much damage, feels pretty good. Yeah, I think your biggest issue here is that you're just relying on them rolling a skull, which can certainly feel bad in some cases if they don't roll it. Oh, notably, this doesn't feel bad at all. You pay for this during the modified dice step. Wonderful. You've already seen if they've rolled a skull at this point. You're already getting to do the thing. That actually fixes all of my issues with this card. I think this card is really, really cool. Scrolling down ever so slightly, we get the Pawns Go First. This is a Brotherhood of Mutants card. During the end phase, any number of allied Brotherhood of Mutants characters with a threat value 3 or less, okay, encouraging wider Brotherhood here, may pay 1 power to play this card. Each character that played this card may choose an allied Brotherhood of Mutants character with a threat value of 5 or greater. Interesting. Okay, never mind. It's encouraging a mixed roster within range 3 and choose one of the following options. Resolve each one completely before choosing the next. So you get to advance small towards the chosen character, remove a damage in a special condition, or the chosen character gains 1. Interesting. Okay, for the damage and special conditions from the chosen character. So you get your 3 threats to advance towards your big guys, potentially heal your big guys, and or give your big guys power. Very interesting. And if I'm reading this correctly, you could have, let's say, 3 threats all choose the same, let's say 5 threat, and give that 5 threat, 3 heals or like 2 power and a heal, or one of all 3. You're not advancing the chosen character, you're advancing towards them, so you're not giving them mobility. But a little bit extra healing and a little bit extra power is certainly really, really neat. I think this is a cool card. I think the power being spent to then remove 1 damage, although you are also getting a special condition, does kind of make it a poor man's patch-up, but it also has those extra effects that can potentially be really, really good and potentially game-winning. So yeah, that's really, really interesting. This is certainly a neat card. Oh, and notably, it's during the end phase. Very interesting. Okay. That's also very interesting timing for this card. That's really neat. I don't know how to feel about this card yet, but I think it's really cool. Scrolling down ever so slightly more, we get to another card. We get Genetic Superiority. So Brotherhood of Mutants Reactive. When this card is included in your squad, if your squad includes Max Eisenhart and Exodus, you may play this card. When this card is played, set it near the battlefield instead of discarding it, okay? Once per turn, rest of the game, question mark. When an allied character with threat value 4 or less suffers 1 or more damage from an enemy effect, choose an allied Brotherhood of Mutants character with threat value 5 or greater within range 5. The chosen character gains 1 power. Interesting. So really encouraging you to run Magneto and Exodus together, and then just saying, hey, whenever you deal damage to anyone that's not Magneto and Exodus, because realistically at that point you're running 11 threat and 2 models, so you're probably wanting some lower threat characters for your other slots, we're going to be giving them power. Very, very interesting. Not sure if it's great for Magneto, because he's usually pretty alright on power, but it's a really neat card. I definitely like this, and yeah, I mean, an effect that lasts for the rest of the game is pretty solid. Scrolling down more, there is yet another tactics card. They're really spoiling a lot for us here, so super excited about that. We have Faultline. Looks like it's a team-up card between Avalanche and Pyro. Super cool. Unaffiliated, reactive. During the power phase, an allied Avalanche and Pyro may spend 1 each to play this card. This round, Avalanche and Pyro increase the range of their Seismokinesis and Flamejet attacks to beam 5. Okay, sure. That seems fun. I don't know if it's good, but it seems fun. I'm down for that. That's just a cool card. And scrolling down a little bit more, it looks like we are reaching the end of the panel to play here. Lots of stuff revealed here. Four new tactics cards, 3 new characters. Definitely a huge fan of Lady Mastermind. I think they did an excellent job here. That Deadly Illusions attack is just really, really cool. I love the design space for it. The other two I'm not quite as big fans of. I think Exodus seems fine, but he's very middle of the road for me. I think his card with Magneto is cool, so that gives him something neat. And yeah, like in general, I don't think he's bad by any stretch, but I do think he's going to be struggling to compete with other 5 threats, both in his own affiliation and just in the game at whole. And then Avalanche, I'm a little down on. I do think he has a really, really solid control ability here, so that is definitely worth acknowledging. And the stun condition is a very good condition. He just feels like his numbers feel a little on the low side to me. Maybe that's just me, and you guys can tell me I'm being an idiot in the comments down below. But that is going to do it for my thoughts on these characters. So yeah, hopefully you guys are excited for these. I'm definitely excited to see Brotherhood getting a little bit of love. It's been a while since we've really seen much in the way of Brotherhood releases, so I'm really, really happy to see them getting a kind of fresh look here. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think, which of these characters you guys are most excited for, which ones you're looking to put on the table, and any ideas you've already got for splashing them or anything like that. I'm also curious to hear what you guys are thinking there. But that's going to do it for my thoughts on these characters. So if you guys enjoyed it, please do drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I try to break down news and stuff like this as soon as it comes out whenever possible, but we also do battle reports and some other discussion focused content here. So if you're a fan of any of that sort of thing, feel free to jump on in. But that's going to do it for this one. So until next time, have a great day, everybody. Peace.